for having us. This is great.
And what brings you here today?
We're here about energy. That's what we do. We deal in electricity and gas. So that's the commodities that we're familiar with, and we work on the supply side.
And Lauren?
We save business owners 10 to 15% on their utilities. It's nice because a lot of people here are in the solar industry and looking to reduce their costs, and so our company is kind of unique because we don't have load consumption. So if you went all solar panel, you'd only be billed on the kilowatts that you use. So
it's nice. A difficult partnership. It's one of the things in the industry. A lot of people go to suppliers and they go out and say, now that I've had this agreement in place to have supply, they want to now reduce the amount that they're using. And they have great opportunities here at the show because we have LEDs, we have solar, photovoltaics, all sorts of technologies here that can reduce that. But we're the only company out there that partners in a no forward commitment way. So that means if they're trying to save 50%, we will go right along with them and give them kudos and thank them for that because it's a great thing to do. So they can cut their bill 50% with no difficulty in doing that with us. In other words, no forward commitment.
Have you come to the Nessie Conference in years past?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does Nessie represent to you, to your company?
This is an opportunity to showcase what we do and create new partnerships. A lot of the companies out here are looking for suppliers that they can work with, that can help them in their projects. Somebody might come in and do a photovoltaic project and be taking care of 60% of the load. Well, what do they do with the rest of the 40%? That's where we come in. We can help them with the rest of the 40% and also provide a green power system for that 40% as well, because we're a Green E certified company.
And you said earlier when we were talking about you're not just in Massachusetts or New Hampshire.
Absolutely.
Where do you do your work?
There's California, there's New York, Ohio, Illinois, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Hampshire,
so all those other
Maine.
Places want to save energy too?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you could say that. Yes.
Is your pitch any easier these days than it was, say, let's pick some random date, 5 years ago?
Well, a little feedback to that is I'd say that customers are more knowledgeable now.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, this right here brings a lot of opportunity for people to find out the technologies, strategies available that are helping them reduce costs or reduce their usage, which helps the environment. So people know more, and that makes the conversations easier because they're more familiar with the process.
A lot of companies now have energy consultants, that know everything about it.
It seems to me that it used to be that it was kind of a hard pitch. You had to sort of provide a big picture, and now the idea that energy savings is actually is similar to making money. Because margins are so much slimmer across the boards that people are looking at everything, and
very competitive market.
Yeah, there's a lot of savings.
Absolutely.
In energy in particular. You said as we were talking before, not only energy savings. What is the whole portfolio of what you offer?
Well, it is energy savings, but you might call it strategies in energy savings. Because we deal both in the green side, we also deal in derivative markets for very large companies. So we might partner with them in ways that we can protect them into the future on their energy costs. And there are certain strategies, which I can't get into here in this conversation, that we can deal with to help them with those projects. But these are your very largest users that we do that for. But our customers could range anywhere from a sub shop, a pizza shop, up to giant industrial facilities.
Yeah.
And Lauren, what area do you specialize in?
I actually just moved to New Hampshire, so I've been expanding out there a little more. But years past, I was in Rhode Island, but for the last 3 years. But we don't have, it's pretty open territory, so, if you have contacts out in Pennsylvania, we can work in Pennsylvania.
So will your company go to essentially any company that could save money on their...
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. As long as the state's deregulated.
And this is a comment, too, on the breadth of the show, too, a little bit about it, because today I've been talking to people from Pennsylvania, I've been talking to people from New Jersey, I've been talking to people from New York. This facility, this show, is driving a lot of people over a very large geographic area to here. So that actually signals its importance. It's a really good place to be to have these conversations.
There does, I've heard talk of it, I don't know if it's just anecdotal or if it's real, that New England is a good laboratory, more than a laboratory. It's a good place to be looking at energy, say maybe because we were behind or maybe because of innovation. Anything to that, or is that just provincialism?
No, I think there actually has been a good laboratory. Of course, Texas was one of the first states to do it, which is where we were first, being used and working on our systems. But I'd have to say the concentration of people, the concentration of intellectual property and ideas around here has made this a hotbed for development of products and services that can be brought forward.
And what will you both take from Nessie as you leave here tomorrow?
I think we got a lot of good contacts, a lot of people that are, that have come in and, looking for ways to save money. I mean, I don't know. It's definitely the contacts, I think, and the relationships and the different people that we meet.
I'd say differently too, there's also a sense of commitment, and I'll put it to you this way: the people that are coming to the table, because I've been looking at LEED certified projects, LEED buildings, architects, etc. There's a certain level of commitment from these people to moving this process forward. So you understand that when you're here and we're doing one part of this, there's a much larger goal that people are working together for, and you can sense that in people. They know that. They aren't just involved in that one little piece. There's a background behind them pushing them forward to find the answer to that problem. And I find that from everybody. And it means that this is much more, and still growing, still strong, and actually probably feeling stronger.
Great. Well, look forward to catching up with you next year and see what's happened. In the meantime, anything else you want to add about what we can all take as we move forward?
That's a big question,
isn't it? It is. In 2 minutes or less. No, actually, that's the beauty of this kind of forum is that, what the heck, let's jabber for a little bit. So we thought we were all done, but it's never done.
So looking at the larger picture, I think that was it. I think there's a commitment out here to moving the process forward. I'm a lead AP, right? I've got 2 patents in conservation products. I do solar energy design studies, and those are things I've done in the past. This is an industry that I've been involved in and around energy for probably 20 or 30 years now. And I saw the mistakes in the 80s, right? And we did not make it over that hump. You didn't get to the point where the systems, the process, and everything was sustainable. We have a second chance, and rarely do you get a second chance like this, where everything is in place, most of the puzzle pieces are there. It's just a matter of organizing what's there and making it work. We have that second chance. The pieces are here. We just need to put them together to move it forward.
That's great. Whole systems has been the theme, mm-hmm. And we have a leader right now who's, I think, is a systems guy, talking mm-hmm. about on a national level. Mm-hmm. It's tough going in terms of how to get national systems, if not electrical systems, if not some of the things you work on.
Well, Evan, anything you talk about is a whole complex of issues that come with it. You want to do an electric car? Well, guess what? You need a grid that supports it. We're part of that system out of there. Because if you don't have generation to cover the new use, if we all of a sudden double the electricity out here, we don't have a generation capacity for it. So you have to stage things, and they're staging things now coming forward. That's why electric car is going to take a while to come into the system. So you have to build generation and infrastructure to support it. You can't do it all at once. But you look at that, you understand that some of these programs need to be dealt with at the national level, and there's a good partnership between business and government right now in moving these programs forward. Because what was lost in the past was that everything was strictly government sponsored, I think, back in the 80s. And so when that was gone, it disappeared. Well, now there's an understanding that it's got to be a good business format first. And if the good business format is there, it will be sustainable no matter what happens. And then the government can partner in the systems that are necessary to bring that forward. It's a different understanding of how this process works. And I think that will bring a better result than we had before. Because we have, again, you don't often get second chances in this way. We're getting a great second chance. These technologies that are out here are very strong. We're partnering in these technologies, and this is a great way to move this wave forward.
That's great. Well, that's exactly the conversations I think need to happen, is how we can get all these systems to integrate, to partner, how we can partner in just telling a story, telling a simple story, and how that can partner with people, really pushing this innovation as well as this human social capital that's joining these things together.
Well, there's an intellectual process out there that needs to go along with it, and I think we have a social context and a governmental context, and very importantly, probably most importantly so, a private industrial or business complex that can now support a change. And it doesn't happen over time. It's staged, everybody wants it tomorrow, but it's probably going to take 15 to 25 years to really see that big changes in the systems that we're going to need.
Great. Jeff Hickson, Lauren Weekly, Glacial Energy, thanks for talking.
You're welcome.